Continuing here. So yeah, I was just saying that I'd be happy to sit through any movies at the movie theater with with my sweetheart, and I will be happy to pay every time. But God, she's cute. And Jennifer Love Hewitt, she reminded me of her. She was very cute in that show. Heartbreakers. And Thelma and Louise, those two ladies, they they worked so well together. Can really relate to the characters. We got this Epstein. Epstein is dead, right? This multi-millionaire. I guess they say he's worth some 500 million bucks. Hedge fund manager. And anybody can be a hedge fund manager, right? Can all be worth 500 million, right? But what I don't understand, because he doesn't seem like a particularly bad guy. He seems like a pretty nice guy. And I was glad to see Bill Barr come out swinging on this because it's so obvious in Arkansas, just like Trump. I mean, that was immediate gut reaction, Arkansas. And where did that term come from? Look it up for yourself. Okay, so what Trump said was probably not far-fetched at all. Okay, but what I don't understand, okay, now Epstein has been charged, and I guess he got busted for, and I don't know if he did time or paid fines or was on probation or whatever, for being not a pedophile, but engaging in statutory rape. And these terms need to be defined, right? Because rape is rape, as we know it, right, is a woman being forced to have sex. It's a violent act. So it can't help but be violent. Rape is a violent act, right? We all know. That's why it's so ungodly, immoral, unethical, and wrong and illegal, right? We get that. And that it should be, of course, absolutely. But to say statutory rape is really not an accurate term, okay? At what age does a young woman, okay, admittedly, young women, apparently, this guy liked young women. Well, what guy doesn't? I'm asking every guy out there, it's well known, has a little hang up about the virgin, right? We all have fantasies and, I mean, that's well known. Everybody knows that, right? And so, big deal. That's very natural, very normal. The purity and all that of the young woman, right? Now, natural laws would be far more reasonable to accept rather than arbitrary, capricious laws where man just decides, okay, let's just make an age and you can't touch her. It's okay, of course, kids can have sex with each other at any age. I mean, we all know that we've heard of girls having babies as young as what, 10, 11, 12? I don't know exactly what the youngest woman to have a baby is. But we know that they can start their periods pretty young. They mature physically sooner than boys. Because I know at 15, I was still a virgin and I wasn't cooked. I probably should have been a virgin at 15. But I can't speak for the female of the species. For whatever reason, Mother Nature, God, made them mature a little sooner. I mean, when they have their period, that indicates that they are capable of having a baby, right? From what I know about the science and the biology of it. So it seems like that would be a much more reasonable age to say, well, she can make her own decisions. She's a woman now. Kind of like the Jews with their bat mitzvah. They believe that with somewhere around 12, 13, 14 years old. Now, I've got no proclivity I don't care to have any relations with women that are under the legal age. Okay, don't get me wrong here. I'm just saying it's not abnormal. It's very common. It's practically ubiquitous that heterosexual men have a thing for young women. But let's call them what they are. They're calling them young girls. I mean, what's the definition of a young girl? Okay, I know when I was protecting my daughters and they were 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, those are young girls that you're protecting. Believe me. And a dad worth his salt will kill, literally in the name of protecting his daughters, which I nearly had to do. I came about this close to killing a man that turned out to be a true bona fide convicted pedophile, molester. Okay, so I've been through this thing. Now, Jeffrey Epstein, was never accused of being a pedophile that I know of, but now they're banning this term about like this what's her name? The Red Way, the famous attorney lady. I mean, it's all about money. That's all these people care about. They don't care that these women were allowed themselves to be statutorily raped. I mean, if they listen, I'm not defending any of this behavior, okay? Because I'm not engaging in it. I don't want to do it, but to call somebody a statutory rapist, I don't know. I mean, did the women have their choice? At what age? I mean, they can have abortions. At what age can without parental consent, they're having abortions? These young women, minors, okay? Do you understand? So you say, well, they're not capable of making that choice at that age. So, they've got to get rid of the baby. We got to convince them that this is a big mistake. Even their parents might step in and say, hey, you got to abort that baby because you're just too young. You're a baby having a baby, was what they might tell them. But at what age are they capable of making up their own minds? Is it 18, and is that not arbitrary? Are their brains completely developed? It's proven through forensic that your skull is still developing up to your late 20s. So maybe we ought to just make people minors until they're, 32 years old maybe. By law, no, you can't do that. No, they're too young. No, you can't have sex. You understand? So the whole thing is just willy-nilly, and it's arbitrary. And all I'm saying, I'm not defending Jeffrey Epstein. All I know is there was fishy business. I'm glad that the Attorney General, William Barr, came out swinging, and he should. And Trump came out swinging. And it was likely an Arkansas situation. Okay, this was a setup. I mean, it stinks to high heavens. Okay, when you're worth that kind of money and the charges are what? What were they going to be? I mean, look at the stuff that Harvey Weinstein was accused of, and he's still a free man as far as I know, right? On probation or something. Just had to pay a lot of money out. Was Weinstein given that opportunity to just pay a lot of money out to these women that he offended in this way? You understand? It stinks to high heavens. The man was captured like a rat, and he was executed. It was an inside job. It was an Arkansas. Trump nailed it. That's how these people roll. They're sick, twisted people. And I'm not going to live my life afraid of them. They sicken me. Slick Willie was a big, fat traitor to the American people. Do you understand? He got rid of the Glass-Steagall Act. That's what allowed all this money to be dumped on the real estate market, the housing market, greatly diluting the worth of our housing dollars, causing this wanton chain reaction where everybody's scrambling to make more money and raise the price of their goods and services or combination thereof. Big fat traitor to the blue-collar, working-class American people. That's what you are, Slick Willie. I don't like you, man. You are an enemy of God and man. You should repent or perish. But no, he's too worried. He's going to protect his reputation at this point when these women have come out and they've accepted these payments and he's a rapist. And I mean, they've described in detail what he did to them. God almighty. I mean, you think the mainstream media is not culpable in this? Oh, my God. We're in so much trouble. God, we're in trouble. I heard from a local newscaster here, Alan Marsden, over at Action News. Seems like a nice enough guy. I think I remember watching him when I lived in Santa Cruz. I think he was on a Bay Area or Silicon Valley news station back then, but he's living here now. He seems like a very nice guy. But I would tell this guy he's doing aspartame, diet soda, and I would say, Alan, as a friend, stop doing it, man, please. You can damage your brain. Look into it. Look up a doctor online, Doctor Russell Blaylock, okay, a renowned neurosurgeon, top of his game. Wood alcohol, blindness, brain damage, death. Do you want that? Is that really what you want? And you don't look healthy, bro. This stuff is bad. And for the ladies out there that think it's going to help them keep a slim figure or help them reduce weight, listen, it's been proven to make you gain weight. I mean, isn't that a kicker? Is that crazy or what? Ladies, don't do it. If you stop that, you might just lose the weight automatically. Eat all the healthy fat you want. Your body and brain need fat, healthy fat like butter. Hey, eggs, eat all the eggs. Don't overcook them. Scramble eggs. I mean, Dr. Joel Wallach, he can't claim he could clear diabetes in 2 weeks with eggs, but this is pretty much what he's saying, okay? That it's, I mean, look, certain foods are medicinal and we don't even know it. And certain foods are toxic and people don't know it. But I certainly would recommend people stop doing diet soda pop. It is toxic. I promise you. I guarantee it. I'm not making it up. I'm not trying to be alarmist. Please. And, you know, what I told to Trump, I tell to everybody. So we had the Dow plunge some 800 points. But you know what? Since Trump took office, 3 years ago? Not even. It's gone up 8,000 points. So what? It's down 10% from what it was less than 3 years ago. So I don't think there's any reason to be alarmed. Just look at it this way. Your stock dollars are worth more. See, that's the way to look at it. You know, people talk about depression and recession and all this. They don't point out that the good side, the positive side for the people at the low end of the economic scale, how their money becomes worth more. But we should. And none of us should worry about our stupid jobs. If we just solve the problem of desperate poverty, do you understand what would happen? Crime would plummet. All those people that are employed in the criminal industrial complex, what we call the justice, system, right? The jails and the courts and the lawyers and the clerks, on and on and on, right? Jobs would be lost completely. Either that or you got to cut back the work week dramatically. And what does it matter? What am I telling people? I should not be a threat to anybody. You see that, wow, that's beautiful. You mean I can find something else to do with my time, but I don't lose any prosperity? Right. That's what I'm telling everybody. You don't have to worry. Nobody has to worry. God knows what he's doing. I'm just tapping into that logic, that reason. And it involves science, and it involves mathematics, and it involves intellectual discussion. Okay? Do you understand? I mean, just end desperate poverty. Any way you can. There's a million ways to skin the cat. My favorite is just sound economic policy, sound money, true capitalism. But does it look like anybody's going to let it go that way? So yes, I call for universal basic income at least. Something to take the edge off. Why? If nobody has to live in fear, financial fear from birth, why would you allow it? Nobody. We should be born free. Okay, do you understand? That's all I'm saying here. Look at it like an extension of Social Security. A basic universal income. At least you can afford your creature comforts, food, housing, potable water, basic energy needs. You understand? Forget the luxury items. Yeah, you're on your own when it comes to those things, maybe. Maybe a modicum thereof. I mean, why not? Why not be generous? Be like God. God is generous. He gave this all to us. Did he charge us? Say, yeah, you can have all the timber kids, on earth, and the gemstones, and the gold and silver and other precious metals, and all the fish in the sea, and all the fruit on the trees, and the vegetables in the fields. You can have all that, and the grain, and on and on and on. But I'm going to charge you. It's going to cost you. No. So why can't we be like God and be generous? Why do we have to be pissants? Dubious war would be a thing of the past in a scenario like that. How much is that costing us to go to these dubious wars? Yeah, the work week's going to be cut back dramatically, yeah. We don't need that many workers. Just be doing the right jobs. The people in the social welfare industry, same scenario. Unemployed, cut out the middleman. Insurance industry, same thing. Financial services industry, same thing. Do you understand? Nobody has to be threatened by that paradigm. But yet, a lot of people at the very top, they say, well, now that's a threat. I need a privilege. I need to have one up on somebody. I need to have that advantage or else I got nothing. I can't let everybody have what I have. Then I'm a nobody. I'm just like the masses. So it's all on purpose that people are made poor, and the only excuse they've got is, well, I'm trying to save the planet here, damn it. Well, they're big fat hypocrites burning, their their carbon footprints is 10, 15, 20, 100 times, 1,000 times what yours and mine is.